evening, everyone. I'm Delana Howell, and I want to welcome you on this call. It's a first for us, and hopefully not the last. So I have the absolute honor to introduce our guest speakers tonight, which is Kirsten and Samantha Pierce. I've met Kirsten and Sam, I think, what was that, about 8 years ago? You were still young, very young then, and I was already impressed by the way that you hold yourself and the way that you build businesses. And I was just, as I say, very, very impressed with you. And then, with your mom and dad, our next speaker, Rona Larson, we were in a previous business together. I wasn't in their team, but I always wanted to be in their team. And when we had or Kirsten and Sam had the privilege to be the founding members of Jeunesse Global in South Africa, and we just jumped at the opportunity to join them and be the first. And I can tell you this for everyone on the call: Sam and Kirsten they're the youngest couple in the whole continent of Africa to achieve the highest level in our company, and of that we are very, very proud. And they work very hard, so it's an honor to be with them. So Sam, I've asked them to do the presentation tonight. There's a couple of people that will probably jump on the call as we progress. And here in my sitting room we are a couple of people. And you're on the big screen, our big TV. So Sam, Kirsten, thank you for doing this, and I hand it over to you.
Fantastic. Well, welcome everybody. It's good to be here with you this evening. I'm Kirsten. In case you're wondering, that's Sam. It is a girl's name. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it, so you're just going to have to be okay with it. But good to be here. Delana, thank you so much for setting this all up. Delana, can I ask you a favor? If you've got people that are watching, can you turn your camera a little bit towards them if you can? If you can't, that's okay. Otherwise, we're just going to talk to a wall, and then I'll just stop the video. Which is okay too. Just bear in mind, please, if you are watching this, that we can see everything that you are doing if you have your camera on. So feel free to switch your camera off, especially if you battle with bandwidth. That can be a little bit of a pain. And just a welcome. I know that we've got a whole bunch of fitness professionals that are going to be jumping here with us this evening, as well as people taking a look at doing the 12-week challenge with Delana, and that's very exciting. We're going to be sharing just synergistically how this all works, how it's all put together this evening, so you can take a look. So this is what I need to do. Delana, before you disappear off screen there, I just want to make sure that I've got my screen shared, then you can see it okay, and then we'll jump straight into the presentation. Can you see the presentation behind you? Fantastic, great. I'm going to drop this video down a little, and I'm going to get started with this one over here. Okay, great. So by now you should just see our beautiful faces and a wonderful Zen Project 8 logo behind. It's good to be here with you guys this evening. For those of you that have just jumped on, I saw a whole bunch of people ping on quickly just before we started the screen share. My name is Kirsten Pierce. It's my wife, Samantha. We're involved not only with Jeunesse Global, and have been for the last 3 years, launching it not only into South Africa but into Sub-Saharan Africa, but we've had the privilege of being part of the launch team for Zen Project 8 globally. And Sam is a huge fitness personality. I think that's probably the word I'm going to use. But she's been involved in this industry for a good long while. Has been really excited about Zen Project 8, and we'll share a little bit of our journey as we go through this, because as we're sitting here, this skinny guy here is not the skinny guy that you would have seen a couple of months ago. Sam's always modulated her weight really well and always had good physique. She's one of those crazy people that actually enjoys exercising and doing those kinds of things. I, on the other hand, enjoy eating. Eating is far more exciting than working out. So I'm going to share a little bit of my journey, why we've engaged with Zen Project 8 and how it's going to affect you. But what I want to do really is take you through a very simple process of understanding tonight. You know, when you're going to link in with anything, whether it's an eating plan and a diet plan like Zen Project 8, looking to achieve a result, whether it's taking a look at the business aspects of what we have in front of us, your involvement in it really needs to be hinged around some very specific things that create value in it or not. And for a large amount of people out there, when they're auditing their engagement or their involvement with a company, they don't think much bigger than kind of what's available to them on the shelves. And I'll give you an example. You can walk down the aisle of a discount, for all of you that are watching in South Africa, and you can pick any myriad or any one of a myriad of absolutely about, just there are tons of things out there that call them potions and powders that promise to make you better looking, younger, fitter, healthier, stronger. But nobody ever audits what's happening behind the scenes. I mean, a little while ago, we used to run a business that used to consult to top athletes and help them with the nutritional needs and requirements to help them perform better. And we had 9 of our athletes that were deemed as doping because they bought something from a reliable pharmacist that was a reliable brand, well, reliable, that they took and ended up having a performance-enhancing drug in it. And they pretty much had their careers in jeopardy because of the fact that they had made a decision not to really understand what it is. So what we're going to do tonight is the bulk of this presentation is going to be around Sam sharing what Zen Project 8 is. I'd like to kind of top and tail it for you this evening before we hand back to Delana to conclude the evening, just to share with you 5 things that I would take a look at before I engaged with the company. And this is for your peace of mind if you're going to do the 12-week challenge, but if you're going to build business with us too and utilize this as a vehicle to be able to create some income. And you saw in the message that Delana sent out, there's the potential ability here in the first 90 days of being on your challenge. So you're going to lose some size, look fantastic, feel great. But there's also the potential to earn, a $5,000 bonus one time if you're prepared to do something here. So we're going to chat through that. And in auditing that process, what I'd take a look at firstly is I'd want to know who the company is and what have they done. So Jeunesse Global is the company that is the holding company for Zen Project 8. Zen is one of our amazing product lines that we have. And Jeunesse as a company has done remarkably well over the last 8 years. It's a relatively new company, only 8 years old at the beginning of 2018. And we find ourselves in a remarkable position. I mean, led by 2 amazing couples. We've got Wendy Lewis and Randy Ray, who just have win after win after win, and success after success after success in the business world. They've done some remarkable things. We've seen some extraordinary results from them, having created some of the fastest growing companies in America and some of the most profitable billion-dollar brands on the continent. And that kind of winning mentality was what was brought into Jeunesse Global. And when Jeunesse started in 2009, the company did, in its first year, now this is pretty crazy, think this from a South African perspective, they did $30 million their first year, which is not a bad start if you're just going to get going. But they went on to 65 million, then on to 126 million, then on to 257, then on to 419, then to 1.1 billion, which you can't even see off the screen because that's how big it is. And the company in its 6th year did $1 billion in annual revenue, became the fastest company in the history of a 100-year-old industry to reach $1 billion in its 6th year. Now, bear in mind that the stats in our industry is that a big portion of our industry is actually built around body composition. So if you're beating all of these companies that have been around that we all know are tried, true, and kind of tested technologies that give you results of body composition, if we can beat all of them to $1 billion in annual revenue, we've got to know that we've got something absolutely remarkable in our hands. Now, that growth kind of puts a little bit of common sense in play, because you've got to think to yourself, if this company went from 0 to 1.1 billion in 6 years, 1.4 billion the year after, 1.3 billion the year after that, what have they got that's working? And friends, the simple answer to that is, well, one of the components of it is what you see on the screen in front of you in Zen Project 8, and that's what Sam's going to take you through. So the company is a sound company. The second thing is the products that they have. How are these put together? How are they manufactured? How are they produced? And how does it all fit together? So before we get into the products, I'd like to introduce somebody very specific to you. Mark McDonald is a very good friend of ours. I have a great amount of appreciation and respect for him. And Mark is one of those irritating people too. So he has a phenomenal physique. But he's been in the industry for a good long while. He's a New York Times bestselling author. He's a regular contributor to CNN and HLN. Always get that wrong. So he featured on the Dr. Oz, so Access Hollywood and Chelsea lately. I mean, he's this remarkable guy. He owns the nutrition center in Gold's Gym, which is the mecca of bodybuilding in the world. And this is the guy who put the Zen Project 8 program together. This is the guy that pioneered the eating technologies. This is the guy that pioneered the eating plan. And not only is he a phenomenally qualified fitness professional, but he's also the national ambassador to the American Diabetes Association, which means that this program is even safe for diabetics to go on. Now, friends, to understand that you can have something that works on people that don't have diabetes and people that do have diabetes, it is a big thing. So Mark is going to take us through this journey and be part of it. And Sam will quantify how that works now when she gets to the support community, because this becomes your coach. You'll be linked into a team of support, and that team of support is built around some very specific things. This is Zen Project 8, and I'm going to hand over to Sam.
Thanks, Kirsten. Friends, it's really great to be with you this evening, and I'm really excited to share the Zen Project 8 with you because it's something that I'm extremely passionate about. As Kirsten mentioned, I've been in wellness and fitness for as long as I can remember. I was the 6-year-old teaching aerobics to imaginary people in my backyard. So it's been something I'm incredibly passionate about for my whole life. The challenge has been, though, in finding something that is sustainable, something that was healthy, something that made me feel like my body was getting the nutrition it required, and there was no deprivation or anything like that. And I've tried everything. I've tried the eat right for your blood type. I've tried the ketogenic. I've tried intermittent fasting. It didn't work because I wake up hungry, and for me not to eat until 12 o'clock is just ridiculous, because then I'm just hangry the whole time. And I was looking for something that made sense to me. It's something that worked physiologically with the body. And when we met with Mark in April last year and we went through the Zen Project 8 methodologies, it just made sense. And this is why. Because first of all, what you have is a plan. You have something to follow, something that is based on science, not just made up out of some kind of thought process because of it works for some individual's particular body, but something that's based on the physiology of human beings. Plus, it's a plan that is extended for you, a lifestyle. It's not just going to be a 12-week diet that you eat this much and then what do you do after that point? It's more than that. Then we have products, and these products, what I love about them they're synergistically designed to work with the body, with the program. They're also unique, and they help to maximize results. They're not just there because they think it's a good idea, but they actually form a very specific part of the plan, and they're not designed to harm your body in any way in the long term, which is so important when you're looking at supplements, particularly in a lifestyle program. And then we have something that's extremely unique, and this is community and support, because the majority of programs out there you're left to your own devices. There's no one to help. There's no one for you to say, hey, I'm stuck with something. Can you help me? But here with Zen Project 8 we have a community designed for your success. So let's take a look at the science of eating with Zen Project 8. And if you look at the picture on the right-hand side of your screen, it explains why diets fail. And if you think about it for yourself, I'm pretty sure everybody who's listening this evening has been through this process where you decide you want to lose weight. We've just had January, it's a New Year's resolution, whatever the case may be. Maybe you've got a big function coming up or a big holiday, so you decide to cut the calories or carbohydrates because that's always the enemy to lose the weight. And then what happens is in your body, your blood sugar level drops, the hormone glucagon is released, and your body starts to burn muscle. So you think you're losing size, but actually all that's happening is you're losing your muscle, and that's not good. And what happens is, in the first couple of weeks, you think, this is amazing, I'm losing size, I'm winning, I'm feeling fantastic. But then all of a sudden that hunger and those cravings kick in because your body is designed to function with carbohydrates. Your body is designed to work with the specific macros because, well, that's how you were created. So you begin to get these cravings, and then all of a sudden something triggers it and you overeat or you reintroduce the carbohydrates, or you've just had one of those days and you drive past Krispy Kreme on your way home and you think, this is it, I'm going to find the answer to my problems in the bottom of a, sugary coated donut. And what happens
which does happen. Which does happen. I'm just going to throw that in there.
You find your peace there. Maybe you do, but I don't. Then what happens is the hormone insulin is released, and that causes your blood sugar levels to spike. So what happens is your blood sugar levels crashed. You had this craving. Now your blood sugar levels have spiked. So what happens is your body holds on to the fat because that's what your body does. It's a very clever machine designed to keep you alive, and it's going to do whatever it needs. So it holds onto the fat, and then you think, oh my goodness, I need to cut calories again. I need to cut out carbohydrates. I need to, eat whatever. And the whole cycle starts again. But this is why the program that we have with Zen Project H is so different. And if you look at the picture on the left-hand side, what we're looking to do is to create homeostasis or balance in your blood sugar levels. So ideally, you want your blood sugar between 120 and 80. That's kind of the measurement that you want it between. And when it keeps it balanced like that, what you have is the body is allowed to naturally kind of do what it's designed to do. It burns fat for energy. The muscle helps to boost the metabolism. It's in a natural phase. Also, when your blood sugar levels are balanced, your hormones are balanced. And everything in your body is dependent on that delicate symphony of your hormones. And if one thing is out of whack there, it can wreak havoc. So by eating regularly, and we talk about PFC every 3, which is a protein, a fat, and a carbohydrate, every 3 hours. So if you look at that scale, you see as the blood sugar level starts to drop, which is between 2 and 3 hours from your previous meal, so we eat again and it boosts it again, and it keeps it in a beautiful balance. So your protein keeps it from the blood sugar levels from spiking too high, the carbohydrates lift the blood sugar levels, and the fat keeps it beautifully in balance. And that's why it's so important to eat all 3 aspects of that. So let's take a look at the actual program and how does this all fit together. We've had a look at the science. We understand we need to eat PFC every 3, but that sounds like a heck of a lot of food. How am I going to do this? Let's take you through the process. So the first thing we're going to do in week 1 is we're going to take you through a 7-day detox phase. Now, the important thing to note with this is detox is a buzzword at the moment, but for most of it, it means, consuming cabbage soup or juicing everything or living on love and fresh air. But that's not how we work here. What we want to do in your detox phase is we want to cut, we want to clean, and we're going to flush. And I'm going to explain that to you now. Then after that, we're going to move on to the ignite phase. So we've detoxed the body. Now we're going to ignite the metabolism to break down the fat in your body. And we're going to do that over 21 days. So it's week 2 to 4. We're going to burn, sculpt, and restore.
Now, what I love, this is a phrase that I heard from one of the people that was on the trial with us. We were doing the 8-week trial, and in the ignite phase, she was chatting to the support group. We got together every Monday night for a Zoom call like this, everyone chatting. And she said this, she said, ignite has taught my body how to burn fat like a furnace. So I want you to get that picture, because this is a very, very important stage that you're going to start to teach your body how to burn fat like a furnace.
And that's what we want. We want your body to naturally burn its own fat because that's what it's designed to do. And then we're going to move into phase 3, which is going to be on a reoccurring basis for 28 days. So week 5 to 8 and ongoingly, where we thrive. We reprogram the body, we diversify our meals, and we energize through this new lifestyle. Here's the secret. We're going to teach you how to make this a lifestyle. And that's what makes Zen Project 8 so significant. So let's take a look at phase 1, detox. We're going to cut the foods that cause bloating. We're going to clean your body by introducing clean food, and we're going to flush the excess toxins out. And this is what I mean by cut. Now, for most people, if you look at that list of foods in front of you, what we don't realize is this is actually what the majority of our everyday diet consists of. So we're going to cut out food and drink that cause water retention and bloating. Things like gluten, things like soy, cheese and yogurt, refined sugars, sugar sweeteners, salt, grains, which is just going to be for the detox phase, sodas, alcohol, and coffee and tea. Now, when I first saw this, I thought there is no way I am going to be able to cut out coffee for a week. I really am passionate about my coffee.
Addicted is the
passionate,
word. Addicted.
And it brings me great joy. But what I realized is, yes, it was a challenge in the first day or 2. But after that, when I had told my mind that it's not a challenge, I actually saw the benefits in my body that I didn't actually need that coffee to get through. So my encouragement for you is to stick to the program as it's laid out, because that's when you're going to get maximum results. So we're going to cut this out of your diet for 1 week. And what you're going to do is you're going to lose the water retention and the bloating. That's the majority of why your pants are so tight, because we carry on average 3 to 5 kilos of water retention on our bodies. And by releasing that, what we're doing is we're actually just changing the oil filter in our vehicle. We're going to cleanse our liver, going to be able to get all that, the bad stuff that's in our bodies out. And we're going to see that even in 1 week, we're going to lose that size because it's all the water and the inflammation that the body is holding onto. And I can guarantee you, you will feel amazing in this process. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add clean food into the body. So we know we have to eat a protein, a fat, and a carbohydrate every 3 hours. Now, for the majority of people, this is extremely difficult. And here's why. First of all, we're busy. We do not have time to cook 3 meals or 5 to 6 meals a day and eat those full 3 meals every 3 hours. We just don't have time. I'm a mom. I run a business. I understand that there is just not enough time in the day. Secondly, many people's bodies cannot process that amount of food on a regular basis. So you think to yourself, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to eat so much food. What we've got here is we've got Zen Fuse, which is a protein shake designed specifically to help keep that body or your body and your blood sugar level in a place of homeostasis. So it's made with TrueCell, which is a micellar casein exclusive to Jeunesse. And this is what makes it so significant. You have 2 types of proteins. You've got your casein and you've got your whey protein. Whey absorbs very, very quickly. Casein takes a long time to absorb. The challenge is that with whey, you drink the protein shake and within an hour, you're starving again. With casein, it's a big molecule. It takes a long time for the body to digest, so you feel very sluggish. What we have with TrueCell is a blend of micellar casein and the whey protein, which joins together to create TrueCell, which means that you have the fast-acting or the fast-absorbed protein and the slow-absorbed protein, meaning that this protein is going to keep you full for the full 3 hours, which is a world first. There is no other protein on the market that does this.
And that's clinically proven. This shake that you're looking at right now is the single shake that will keep you satiated more than anything else on the market by more than 2 extra hours. And that for me was a big thing. I'm a big guy. At the time that I got involved with Zen, I was over 90 kgs and shakes.
Very tall.
Yeah, I'm very tall. I'm like 1.9 something or the other. But my challenge was that I would have a shake and I would feel deathly hungry. And so for me, the challenge I say to Sam, if this thing can honestly keep me full, then I'll stay on it. And we've been going now since April last year, subbing in. So we do breakfast and then the shake, lunch, then the shake, and then dinner. And those 2 intermediaries take me through. And I actually don't ever feel hungry, which is such a good place to be in because my body is just staying in that homeostasis.
So what we also have is we've got 21 grams of protein. We've also got 5 grams of fiber because it's important with that protein and the amount of food that we're going to be eating to make sure that our gut is working as it should. We also have probiotics. It's gluten-free and it's soy-free. So what we have is it's not a meal replacement shake, and this is very important to note. We want you to eat whole meals, but what this is going to do is enable your body to keep that balance going. So this is why it's so important. Plus what we're going to do is we're going to add on Zen Fit, which has got 5,000 milligrams of amino acids. Now, amino acids are important because it helps to build lean muscle, and we want lean muscle. The more muscle you have, the more your body will burn the fat. So especially ladies, do not be scared of developing lean muscle. We do not have the hormonal or chemical composition to create these massive, Arnold-looking bodies naturally. I'm going to just put that out there. But what with this amino acids are going to do is they're going to replenish the amino acids into our body to helping to build that lean muscle, encourage that lean muscle, which is going to help to break down the fat. It's also important to note that this is not just your BCAAs or your branch chain amino acids, but it's all of the essential amino acids needed for your body.
And then just the other perspective on that is if you are sitting here and you are a fitness professional, which I know we have a bunch of them on, you may be in fitness modeling, you may be in physique modeling, you may even be in bodybuilding. This program is scalable for the person who's extremely overweight that's looking to cut fat dramatically. It'll work there, and we scale it very specifically to the person who's looking to maintain their healthy physique, all the way to the person who's looking to scale dramatic physique out of it. It can be scaled and built to it, and we know how to work through that. So no matter where you find yourself in that spectrum, we can help you through that process.
Now, what you'll find with our diets or our eating program is that it's not designed to be boring, because life is more than just steamed asparagus and steamed rice and steamed fish. But what we do is we actually teach a process of how to choose proteins, how to choose carbs, and how to choose fats. And we give you menu ideas to put together in a meal that looks delicious, that you actually want to eat. If you look at your screen, you see there's pancakes there. My family lives on these pancakes. They absolutely love them, and they're a completely PFC balanced pancake. It's designed to make food interesting. You want to eat your food. You want to have your meals, because you want to understand that this is a lifestyle process. It's not just something that's going to, be over in 12 weeks. And then we're looking to flush. The majority of people do not drink enough water, and we want to encourage you to flush out those toxins by making sure that you're drinking enough water. Then what we're going to do is move on to week 2, or phase 2, which is your ignite phase. So here we're going to burn fat like a furnace. And you'll be surprised how quickly your body responds, because your body knows what to do. As soon as we clear out all the rubbish and we start to feed our body as it's supposed to be fed, the way it's designed. Think of a baby. A baby feeds every 3 hours. It starts feeding when it's hungry. It ends when it's full and it's satisfied. That's how we're designed to eat. So this is how we're going to kick into that.
Okay, so let me give my story in between this here, and I'll give it to you in segments. Before we started the challenge, we did it with a friend of ours who is a master trainer for a big gym group within South Africa. He trains all the trainers on how to train, and he's extremely adept at what he does. So he came and caliper tested my body fat, did all of my measurements and all those kinds of things. And it was very precise and very specific, and we made sure that Neil was the guy who was going to do our measurements afterwards as well, because we wanted to make sure we had the same methodology in how things were done. So in the first week, I dropped about 4 centimeters around my waist. I didn't measure weight at that point, but my pants felt remarkably better. By this point, when I had got into Ignite and had switched it on, at the end of Ignite, I'd lost around 10 centimeters in total just around my waist. I mean, my total measurements across my body were extraordinary, but for me, most people relate their success in losing size to around their waist. So at the end of just 4 weeks, I was down 10 centimeters, which is remarkable. And that's pretty much a pant size and a half for somebody like me. So it really starts to scale. And the thing that I love about it is you feel like you're winning when you're done with detox, and you feel like you're winning the whole process through Ignite. And then I'll share my final results with you once we get to Thrive.
So the 3 things we want to take a look at in the Ignite phase is we want to burn, we want to sculpt, and we want to restore. So first up, we're going to burn by eating PFC every 3. We've kind of eased our body into it with the first week. Now we're going to start to see the results magnified of what it means when we're eating consistently, how our body starts to burn that fat. Then we're going to sculpt. Now, as much as you may hate it, exercise is important. And we want to look at strength training, high intensity cardio, and fat burning cardio, because all of those are not only important for you aesthetically and how your body looks on the outside, but it's also vital for your body inside and the longevity of your health. So we're going to include that into your program as well. And then we're going to restore. We're going to keep eating or drinking our fuse, keep with our amino acids as we restore the good things into our body. Then we're going to jump onto Thrive. What I love about this phase is it gives you handle holds on how to make this a lifestyle. With each phase, there are phase guides that take you through the process of what to include in your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates. In Thrive, what we're going to do is now we've reprogrammed your mind to eat clean. We're going to teach you how to diversify and how to energize. So over the course of this program, you've learned how to eat and what actually works for your body and what doesn't.
The remarkable thing about this is that you actually get to a point where you are unconsciously making the right decisions, because what you'll do is you'll be very specific around detox. When you introduce things back into Ignite, you'll start to see your body responding really nicely, and it gets used to not having rubbish put into it. Then when you kind of have the opportunity to maybe put a little bit of rubbish into the body, you feel terrible because you've got this well-honed, perfectly oiled, amazingly running machine that you just fed absolute garbage to, and you start to actually make real decisions to see yourself thrive through making the right decisions because of how you actually feel on it. I didn't realize how terrible I felt prior, and we're pretty healthy people, which is a crazy statement to make, but having seen this PFC 3 roll out with the right choices has a remarkable result in changing up here. And when you change up here, that's the large majority of the battle that you won.
To give you an example, we used to eat a kilogram, one of those big kilograms of cheese, buy one of those every week. And we used to eat cheese with everything. Through this program, we decided to cut out the cheese completely, and we didn't add it back in the Thrive phase, which you can if you want to. But now when we have cheese, we actually realize the effect that it has on our bodies. And we realize, well, is it something we really want? And sometimes, you want a plate of nachos with cheese, and that's okay. But we understand what it does to our bodies, and so we can make an educated choice. So what we're going to do is we're going to reprogram. Next, we're going to diversify. Now, the challenge that many people have is they don't, they want to go out to eat. They don't want to just sit at home and have the same meals over and over. So how do we eat out at a restaurant? Well, let's educate you on what it means to eat PFC every 3. So if you want your glass of alcohol, great, you can have it. But then what you want to do is maybe cut out the chips or the roll with your burger. How do you travel with PFC every 3? Because a lot of people do travel, they're on the road constantly. Let's educate you on that. And so you can start to add more things back into your diet, obviously in moderation, because as Kirsten said, you realize the effects that it has on your body. And then the last one is you want to energize, because the amount of energy that you have fueling your body and understanding how your body works with nutrition, which is where most people are falling short at the moment, is they don't understand how their body functions with the food that they're eating. More importantly than that is you're able to share this program with your family. For me, I didn't want to have to cook a meal for myself, a meal for Kirsten, and then something completely different for my children. I wanted my children to be able to eat with us and also get amazing results. We've got a judoka. He is an SA school's judo champion. We've got a ballerina who's working really hard. She wants to be the next Misty Copeland. So we've got children who also need to understand the benefits and what eating does for them. And so they eat PFC every 3, even at their snack times. Even when they go to a party, they understand if I have some Skittles, I need to balance it so that I don't have a sugar crash and, mom's still friendly to me at the end of the party. So that's what we're going to take a look at. Then on top of that, that's the program, that's the plan. We've had a look at the products, but what we also have is a powerful education and support community. And this is where the Zen Project 8 system, the movement, stands apart from everybody else, because we provide online education. So we provide online phase guides for the Detox, Ignite, and Thrive. We share how-to videos and guides, which are easy to follow, easy to understand, they're easy to access. It takes what you're wanting to learn and it puts it across in a very simple formation. Then what we have weekly coaching calls with Mark, who talks you through the importance of things like sleep and balancing your stress. We've got powerful videos that are easy to access to help share the information with you. We've got an amazing Facebook forum with over 25,000 people ranging from doctors to chiropractors to dietitians to health coaches who are able to answer your questions at any given time. There's blogs that we provide you with the information that you can go and read the importance of things like the Zen Fuse Shake. So what I'd like to do is I'm just going to take you through a couple of the before and afters.
Okay, while Sam's showing you the pictures, I'm going to share my story with you. But before I do that, this is somebody who was on the trial with us. I love Lorinda's story because it's so normal. Lorinda is a mom of 2 beautiful girls. They're both in high school. She's got a problem with her hips and with her back. She has a degenerative condition, so she's actually unable to work out. So what she did manage to do, however, she was able to walk on the treadmill 3 times a week. She got onto the plan over the 8 weeks, lost 4.5 kilograms in body weight, lost 39.5 centimeters across her body, and her body fat percentage loss was 2.8%, which is remarkable for somebody who's at her age, because that is the hardest age category of female to shift from a body composition perspective. So Lorinda had great results. Now, as Sam takes you through these, my results are pretty astounding. I got onto this and I said to Sam, this has to be something that doesn't just work for you. It's got to be something that'll work for somebody like me too. So we committed that the only exercise that we were going to do was the minimum required, which frustrated Sam a little bit, but for me was a really powerful thing, because it's about the system of the program. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to exercise. I believe that my results could have been dramatically better if we had exercised like we should have. But what we proved is that even people like Lorinda, or people who just had limited time, could achieve results too. So we were walking for about an hour every single day, 5 days a week. It was actually quite romantic and nice. We'd take a stroll every morning.
Middle of winter.
That's it, in the middle of winter. So we were really committed to it. But we made sure we stuck on plan. We made sure that we ate like we needed to. We made sure that we stuck with the communities. But what our results were, well, my results in particular, and Sam will share hers as well, because hers are probably a little bit more dramatic, and I'll explain why now. I had a bigger kind of ratio that I could drop. So 17 centimeters lost around my belly in total, which is crazy. I dropped more than 10 kilograms in body weight, and I lost more than 7% in body fat percentage, which I didn't believe I had 7% to lose, but I lost it anyway. And those remarkable results of scale, that was in April last year. And doing our vitality health checks with our medical aid at the beginning of this year, I have got the best readings in this January that I've got since we've done them, which we've been with them pretty much since I think I was 21 years old, 35 this year. So 14 years of health assessments, my best ever results in cholesterol, in blood pressure, in sugar, and everything is this year. And I believe it is 100% due to the fact that we stuck with Zen Project 8. Now that's me losing, so going from here to here. Sam was here already and she had her great results on it as well. So share your results.
So in terms of the physical aspects, I had been at the same weight pretty much consistently for majority of my adult life. And I was happy with it. I wasn't looking to lose centimeters. But what I did find was on the program, I managed to lose 2 kilos. Now, it's not a huge amount, but understanding that that was my plateau, which I broke through after I don't know how many years, that was significant. Also lost 1.5% body fat, which for me, when I am naturally lean, was also quite significant, because it's difficult to lose body fat if you are very lean. But more importantly than that, I have for many years battled with hormonal issues. What I've found, because the PFC program balances your blood sugar levels, and which means it balances your hormone levels, I was waking up with more energy. I was sleeping better at night. I was able to focus and think a lot clearer. My moods and my emotions were a lot more stable, and I didn't have to try and remedy it with naturally, because just by what I was eating, I found that I was having that stabilization. For me, that was significant, because it's not always about what happens on the outside. It's also what happens on the inside. And if you're able to improve your sleep, if you're able to handle stress better, if you're able to just balance your moods in a natural way, then you've got something that's significant.
Okay, so we've gone through the lineup of how the product works now. So we've spoken about the company and the dramatic value that Jeunesse Global brings. You've seen Mark, the brand ambassador for Zen Project 8 across the planet. Sam's taking you through the program guide, how it works, how everything's put together, the support communities that you get. Let me chat you through how you get started. So the kind of third part of this is going to be really around the compensation side. So firstly, you've got to understand how you engage with it. So the first thing that you want to do is you probably want to get started with a product. And so we have a starter pack, an 8-week starter pack that we've put together very specifically for the people that are going to be engaging and doing this 12-week challenge. So the 8-week starter pack comes in at 5,770 Rand and 48 cents, excluding delivery. Now, the reason why we've left that off is it differs slightly depending on where you are across the country. But with that starter pack, you're saving 380 Rand on product. Now, we're going to give you 2 boxes of Zenfit watermelon, 2 boxes of the fruit punch. We're going to give you 2 bags of the vanilla bliss and 2 bags of the chocolate. The one thing that we didn't mention is that we have one best tasting shake in blind taste testings across every single market that we've been in. The shakes taste amazing. They're flavored with real chocolate and flavored with real vanilla, so they don't taste like that fake rubbish that you get in the discount stores. It is absolutely remarkable how much they taste. Now, those 4 boxes and those 4 bags will give you everything you need from a supplement perspective for the full 8 weeks that you're going to do the first part of the plan. Now, Delana's spoken about a 12-week challenge. The reason for that is we want to make sure that we get that thrive phase in the next 4 weeks committed to. So with this, as you get started, you're also going to get access to our amazing support community. We're going to add you to a group on Facebook where you'll have access to biokineticists and personal trainers and doctors and Mark McDonald himself and Sam, people that are helping with questions. You will see millions of recipes that you can take a look at. I mean, it's amazing to see what this community now of more than 30,000 people across the planet has all pulled together. We're also going to give you access to the eating plan. So Sam mentioned the phase guides. You're going to get something that will give you access to a booklet on detox, on Ignite, and on Thrive. Everything that you should be eating, things that you're cutting out, a breakdown on why, an explanation, and a way to track your progress through the whole process. You're also going to get access to coaching. So not only to somebody like Sam, but to Mark McDonald, who's going to personally coach you every single week. Mark pops a live video where he answers questions live in that Facebook group every single week, and he gives you the ability to scale through that. Now, if you are a personal trainer watching this, this gives you the ability to be able to hand your clients over to somebody else who can answer the questions so you can stay focused on doing what your core business is, which is helping them achieve results as they're working out with you. So we do that all, and it's white labeled, and no one there is trying to get anybody to do anything else. We're just supporting the system that you've got in place already. So once you've got started, it's about maintaining. I love the 12-week idea, because for us, it's been since April last year that we've been maintaining what we're doing. We've traveled, we spent time in Italy, we spent time in Malaysia, we spent time in Dubai, we spent time all over the place since we've been there. But we haven't picked up dramatic size. We've been able to modulate because we've learned how to maintain this. So we have two packages that we help you maintain with once you've got started. So once you've got your starter pack, thereafter we want to incentivize you to stay on plan for the rest of your life. And so what we want you to do is think about purchasing every time you run out, you buy another 8-week transformation pack. Now this is pretty cool, because if you buy the 8-week transformation pack, once you've got your getting started pack, you still get all of the supports and the community stuff and everything that you need. But now what we're going to do is we're going to give you the same pack, but we're going to discount it dramatically. 1,455 Rand and 57 cents saving that you have access to. If you would rather just purchase in 4-week increments, well, then we're going to give you a 550 Rand and 83 cents saving on the pack price. But those are the ways that you maintain it. Now, for those people that are sitting on the call that have looked at that last part of Delana's message where she spoke about, okay, well, how do we scale this into creating income? I mean, that is the next part of what we're really going to do. And I'm just going to jump out of the presentation here quickly and come back to you on the screen. But the focal point behind what we're doing with the compensation is understanding that Jeunesse is a remarkable business that gives you the opportunity to scale income dramatically. There's 6 different ways that we pay people in what we do, all the way from retail bonuses to helping people get started. So if you refer some of your friends, we're actually going to give you a bonus for referring them onto the Zen Project 8 Challenge. We've got the opportunity to help you build a team and scale a team and growth, so that as you do that, what you see as well is the opportunity of dramatic income created for people that are starting to build teams too. And the exciting thing about how this whole thing is put together is that Jeunesse has put this plan and this project there to help you and to scale something very specifically in terms of growth. The whole point is to find you at your point of interest. I mean, you may be sitting here thinking, Kirsten, I don't want to chat about business. I'm here to lose size. That's what my focus is. Here's my advice to you. Awesome. Focus on losing size. But maybe you're thinking, wait a second, I've got some friends who could lose size with me and would love to be a part of something that we could do together. Well, how about we compensate you for that? Or you might be somebody thinking, I know hundreds of people that could do this. Well, then great. How about losing size, getting dramatic results, and at the same time being compensated for doing it? So let us worry about the technical compensation stuff. But what we will do is we'll scale you into the ability to be able to tap into those 6 income streams if you're looking to do that. And Delana has a great success record in this industry, and she'll be able to help you through that process and how it works. Now, just to touch base with that a little bit, we've got Rona Larson here, who's going to chat to you about how this industry has impacted her life from a business perspective. So I'm going to unmute Rona really quickly and bring her on. Rona, over to you.
Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, Sam. Hello to all of the guys that are on the call. Just to give you a little bit of a background of network marketing and how to seriously take control of your life. I have been involved with network marketing for many, many years. and initially started when I lost my husband, and he passed away with cancer, and unfortunately we lost everything else as well. So I had a preschool and a primary school and a high school child, and we lost our home, so we moved into the back of a garage, and we had no car, I had no job. So what I did is I put my baby into a pram, and we went door to door, and all I did was tell people that I was taking my son for a walk and I was doing health analyses in the area. I joined a networking company which was with vitamins, and it was so, everybody, I don't know if they felt sorry for me, but everybody invited me into their house and everybody bought the product. So I became their top distributor in 3 months and stayed there for many years. But one of the reasons which is so, so important is that you're in control of your own income. So if you decide that you want to just make an extra 5 or 10,000 Rand a month, or if you want to make it where you want to generate some serious income, it's all up to you. It just depends on what your activity is. So we got involved with Jeunesse it was 3 years ago when it launched in South Africa. We had retired and made a lot of money in network marketing, because from that period of time, we're talking about a couple of decades. And just to say that Jeunesse is an opportunity that has such incredible differences, because the products are unique. The marketing plan is the best. It's one of the best marketing plan on the planet. And all I can say is that anybody on this call that is wanting to generate some income, take control of your life, become financially free, because I had become financially free. And do you have to work? Yes, you have to work. But coming back to the Zen product, I also went on the Zen product. I found that with balancing the blood sugar levels every 3 hours, you actually don't feel hungry in between it. And when you take the shake in between the actual meals, it keeps you full. And you feel so amazing. You actually feel calmish, if I can say it like that. And also, I just found that I slept so much better. So for anybody who's wanting to generate some income, whether you just want to focus on Zen, whether you just want to focus on one of the other product ranges that we have, all I can say is, guys, your future is in your own hands. So whatever your dreams and your goals are, you can attain it. Thanks, Kirsten. Back over to you.
Thank you, Rona. We appreciate that. We're going to just pop this back over here quickly. Okay, so we've spoken about a couple of things tonight. We've gone through the company. We've spoken about the products. We've spoken about the compensation and how you engage and figure out what your level of involvement is going to be. The real thing that's left after that is just the timing. Now, I heard a great saying the other day. I was chatting to one of our general managers of Southern Africa for Jeunesse Global, and he was sharing a proverb that he had heard somewhere in Africa. He couldn't remember where it was, but the question was, when is the best time to plant a tree? And the honest answer is, well, 25 years ago. I mean, for most of us, I remember moving into our first house, and I looked in the backyard and thought, man, I wish somebody had planted trees here. By the time we have kids, even if we plant something now, we're not going to be able to build a tree house in any of these. But you may be sitting there thinking, man, maybe it's too late for me to kind of change where I am right now. Maybe it's too late for me to see my significance created, whether it's in a fitness professional's context, whether it's somebody looking to build a business, whether it's somebody looking to lose size. It would have been great if you'd done it 25 years ago. But the next question is, well, when is the second best time to plant a tree? And that's right now. And so the timing of what we have in our hands is pretty extraordinary. We have a remarkable opportunity to partner with a company like Jeunesse Global, winning all across the world in more than 150 countries. We have the remarkable opportunity to engage with Zen Project 8, which is a program that is changing people's lives sustainably across the planet. Every gender, every ethnicity, every age group. If you're human, it'll work on you because it's built on your physiology. And that, friends, is standalone in the industry. And then you have the opportunity to partner with people like Delana, to partner with people who are looking to see significant change. We had a chat with Delana about 2 days ago, and what she was saying is she is so excited because of the results that she's seen in her own body, the empowerment that she's had in herself, that she just wants to share this with others. And what a great place to link into. So no matter where you are, what your level of involvement is, I'd like to throw this at you. Now is a great time to do something significant for yourself and for your families, because you deserve it. So Delana, I'm going to unmute you and hand back to you. If there's anything else that you need us to cover, any questions that we can answer, anything that we can do, we're happy to do that for you. So let me click on unmute, and I'm going to hand back over to you.
Thank you, Kirsten, Sam, Rona. That was an amazing presentation. And what I was thinking while you were doing the presentation is that it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're a fitness trainer, whether you're someone just like me. You can start with this program. You can share this program with everybody. First of all, you're going to see the results in your own life. And second of all, you're going to see results in other people's life. And with that, you know, with word of mouth marketing, we are just going to make this bigger and just change. For me, for now, my hometown Heidelberg is close to my heart, but you know, from here on we could just spread the news, and the Zen products are absolutely phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to working for the next 8 weeks. And when or 12 weeks, and when I say 12 weeks, it doesn't matter when you start, whether you start tomorrow, whether you start next week, or the month after that. 8 weeks from now or 12 weeks from now, you're going to see the difference. You're going to see the difference in your own life. And if you want to help us market this and take this throughout South Africa and the rest of the world, we are in 150 countries. So you can go wherever or promote this wherever you want. You're going to see remarkable results. And thank you again for your time and for sharing this with us. And from us, good night, and we see you on the beaches of the world.
Fantastic. Yeah, looking skinny on the beaches of the world. I mean, that's it. In the swimsuit you want to wear, not the swimsuit you have to wear. One last thing I want to throw out there for the fitness professionals that are on the call with us. If your trade is fitness, if you're helping people move their level of success in their body composition, reach out to Delana, touch base with her. We have a very specific program that we run exclusively for fitness and health professionals. We'd love to have a chat with you about it and share with you how you can dramatically scale it and increase the profitability in what you're doing already and get better results through it. So Delana, we appreciate you. Looking forward to seeing Heidelberg dramatically dropping its belt size. That's going to be pretty amazing. Anything that we can do to help, know the team is here to support, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a fantastic day further, and we'll chat later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.